Hi, Mr. Thiel. I love your ideas. And you know what? With the technology and science that's been developing over the last 20 years, we can enhance our longevity and we can improve our quality of life. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the answers to 3 of your questions about the truth nobody believes me, agrees with me on, the business that nobody seems to be going into, and the philanthropy that nobody wants to build in the context of creating this longevity and health that we all seek, that we all want in our lives. So first, a little bit about me. I'm a Turkish American who immigrated to the United States about 21 years ago. And I was an artist in the first part of my life. I became an industrial designer by my bachelor's degree training. And after I came to the United States, I had a medical trauma that led me to reconsider my life and dedicate it to serving humanity with the best way I can find to use my skills in. And I believe I have done that so far. I became a counselor and I specialized in traumatic stress. And over the years, I've been able to witness people going through some of the most unimaginable hardship and come out from the other end stronger, more engaged in life than ever before. So the discussions that I have with my clients during trauma context is so deep, so raw, that the question you ask about the truth nobody agrees with me on is, I have so many of those. I can't even fit several of them into this video. So I'm going to just share one. Right now, I'm in the process of transformation. I'm shifting my career into biotech, and I want to share with the world some of the frameworks and systems and products that I've been developing and thinking about over the last 13 years so that we can connect our strengths around the world to create a life for everyone on this earth that's sustainable, that's filled with health and happiness, so that our children can live in a world that's better than what we have today, not worse. All right, so let's go into the truth that very few people agree with me on. I believe that fear is at the core of all the ills on this earth, and we can do something about it. And that's where many people disagree with me on. They don't believe that there's much to do about it, and so they give up. But over the last 20 years, we've realized that as a scientific community, environment impacts our individuality, our individual well-being so much that a person who's suffering from chronic stress due to environmental factors can die as much as 20 years earlier than someone who's not. So healthcare, our perspective of healthcare needs to change. We need to start looking at healthcare as something that involves the environment, that also involves long-term interventions before diseases take hold of the body. So in acute care, in current medical perspective, we wait until the disease really controls the organism and it destroys tissues, organs, and the symptoms become unbearable. And then we go to the doctor because it's so expensive. It's a big deal to go to the doctors. And if we were to shift that concept a little bit, if we were going to our healthcare consultant, our guru, all the time for our healthcare needs and questions, if we had something in our hands that we could, in our cell phone that we could consult all the time, life would be much more easier, actually, and we would be needing much different services from our healthcare providers, because it would be about the impact of environment, creating environments that are really conducive to healthy lifestyles, and it would be about other things that I'd be happy to talk with you about in another time, another place. So it's a very beautiful concept in my mind that would be, again, a very social, fun way to empower people to claim their power to take charge of their health and their health data. All right, the business that no one wants to go into is a social network that's focused on health, where people can connect with each other, can connect with scientists, technologists, and they can actually heal each other through some training, education about health, with some help from technology, and through community action. All right, why does nobody want to go into a business like this? Because it means shifting the balances, the power balances in healthcare a little bit. Insurance companies, pharmaceuticals may lose some income through a process like this, a shift to prevention, but it will also open up new markets, and so they can restructure themselves and create new services, new products that are more geared toward the chronic diseases and preventive care that we're going to be focusing more on. And we're going to continue having the acute care, because we're always going to need the hospitals, the clinics, the specialists who help us when things get really rough and really serious. But until the disease establishes itself in the body, we have so much we can do that we're not doing right now. It could save us $900 billion a year if we were able to put a dent into chronic diseases. All right, so what's the philanthropy? We're putting kids in jails, and it's causing the kids to become even better criminals by the time they get out. Because kids learn, and when you put them into environments where there's a lot of criminal adults around them, they learn from those adults. So the solution is an organization that takes kids who are committing crimes or who are at high risk of committing crimes and offers them a milieu of safety and gives them opportunities, positive role models, the trauma treatment that they need. Most of the kids who commit crimes are highly, highly traumatized, and there's a lot of research behind all this. And when you do that, you get to not only impact the lives of those kids, but you also impact the lives of their families that they're going to build as they grow up, and the potential victims that they might have had otherwise. You see, trauma is contagious. If you're a person who's traumatized, you're going to be doing things to hurt others around you, and that's going to get them to start hurting the people around them. And that exponential growth can lead up to a society more than 40% filled with people who are guided by fear and fear alone. And that's a very emotional, reactive kind of living. People who live by fear, who are traumatized, they have difficulty in abstract thinking, in decision making, in memory. So we really want a healthy society to belong to be living in, especially if it's a democracy. So these are my ideas. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you find them inspirational. And if you want to talk more about them, I'm ready to talk for days, if not for months.